Hey, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to explain about the 3D layers and camera. So first we'll create a new composition. So now what the thing is, for example, if I take a text layer, so I will type like 3D layer. And now what the thing is, defaultly it is like a 2D layer. Now, if you go to this like rotation or scale, you can able to rotate only in the single direction. And also if you go to the position property, you can see there is an only like X and Y. So what the thing is, we can convert this into like 3D layer so that we can able to control this by using the camera, and also we can able to like rotate or scale or move in the 3 dimensions here. So if you want to enable this 3D layer, first of all, make sure enable this option called like expand or collapse layer switch. So if you enable now here, you can see there is an option like 3D layer here. So we can like enable the 3D layer individually. So for example, now if I want to see this rotation, see now you can able to rotate only in this single direction. So whenever I enable this rotation, now here you can see we are getting some pivot point, and also we can able to rotate in X, Y, Z here. So see now we can rotate in like X direction, Y direction, and also in the Z direction. And also when you go to this like position, now here we got this 3 axes like X, Y, and Z axis. Z axis is nothing but we can able to move the layer front and back. So this is a very useful option when you want to create any 3D titles. So for example, now if you want to orbit this, we need a camera here. First of all, I will create a base layer. Means like I want to place this text onto some base layer. So what we can do is we can create the solid. For example, if you want to create the solid, we can go to the file, new solid, and the shortcut is like Control Y. So just we can take any color. So for in case I will take an like orange. So just click on this OK. Now this is a 2D layer, so we can able to rotate only in the single direction. But what I will do is I want to make it like an ground. We have to turn on this 3D layer. And now I will rotate in like X-axis. So just I will rotate in 90 degrees. And now with the help of this pivot point, we can able to move this thing here. So when I move down, you can see it is making a collision with the ground layer. So just see it is overlapping. That means both layers are like 3D. So whenever we enable the 3D option, so both will get interacted and just get overlapped here. So what the concept is, now I want to create some light and shadows, and also just I want to create some orbit by using this camera here. So like if you want to like rotate around this, first we need a camera. So if you want to create a camera, just we need to go to like layer, new camera, and the shortcut is Control Alt Shift C. So just you need to select this, let it be like a default settings, and click on OK here. Now see it has been switched to the camera view. So here you can see this like a 3D camera. Now if you want to control the camera, we can use these 3 options here like orbit, pan, and we can make it like zoom in, zoom out. So in order to rotate this, just we can select this, and with the left click, we can able to orbit around this layer here. So see now we can able to orbit. So we can create this kind of like animation. So you can see the backside of the text also. So if you're not enabling the 3D option for these 2 layers, the camera will not work. See, for example, if I disable this thing, so see now we cannot, even though if I orbit, see camera and lights do not affect on the 2D layers. So what the thing is, this will affect only onto the layers in which the 3D option has been enabled. So just I will undo. So now the camera will work only on the 3D layers. So suppose if you want to move the camera like up and down, left and right, we can use the next option like pan under cursor. So just we can select this, and we can able to move the camera up and down and left and right. So if you want to go front and back, we can use this option like zoom, like we can select this, left click and drag towards up direction. So the camera will go front, and left click and drag down. We can move the camera to the backward direction. So we can able to move the camera front and back by using this tool. So these are the 3 tools in which we can able to control the camera here. And also if you want to see the different views, suppose if you want to see from the top view, side view, or left view, here you can see there is an option like view. At present, we are in the single view. So just if you select this, you can able to see the 2 views. So defaultly, it will go to the top view. Now here you can see the camera. So if I go front and back or orbit, you can able to see the changes of this camera here. It means it's like changing the positions of the camera. And if I use this thing, now camera will go front and back. So if you see from this top view, this is a text layer. So this is a line which you're going to see. This is a text layer here. And this is a camera. So by using this camera, we can able to like move front, back, left and right, or else we can use this tools here. So if you want to switch to different views, so at present now if you select this viewport, and here you can see there is a like top view, like left view, you can able to see from the left view, and there are a lot of different views. So defaultly it will be like top view, and here you can see. So just I will switch back to the single view. So if I select this, and you can go to this single view. Now, if I orbit this, let's say if I want to add the shadows. So if you want to add the shadows, actually what the thing is, first we need to create the lights. So in order to create the lights, we need to go to layer, new, and lights here. So if you click on this light, and here at present we are going to select this point light, and also the color, let it be like a white color. And here we can see there is an option like intensity. You can increase and decrease the intensity. But laterally, let it be like a default. Laterally, we will change according to our requirement. And just I will click on this OK. And also while creating the light, so make sure like here there is an option like cast shadows. You have to turn on this cast shadow. Then only you will get the shadows here. So just I will click on this OK. Now see it has been created as a light. So we can able to change the positions of the light by using this pivot point. So we can use this thing. So if you want to make any changes, like if you want to increase the intensity or if you want to change the color, again, you can double click on this so that you will get the light settings. So here we can able to change the intensity. So here you can see the preview. So make sure you have to enable the preview here and just click on OK. So still you can see there is no shadows. We have created the light, but still there is no shadows here. What the thing is, we need to make some settings in the text layer too. So what the thing is, whenever we turn on this 3D layer, here it will enable the property called like material options. So what the thing is, like if I go to the material options, here you can see there is an option called like cast shadows. So defaultly it will be off. So you need to turn on this so that you will get the shadows here. Now the shadow direction will be depends on the positions of the light here. So like see, you can able to change this. And you can make it like front and back. So if you go to the back side, now the shadows will come to the front side here. So the shadow direction depends on the positions of the light here in this way. So just I can create in this way. But still what the thing is, I want to see the depth of this text layer, because now if you rotate this, still the layer is very thin and it's looking like a paper kind of thing. We need actual depth of that text here. So actual 3D look. So what the thing is, we need to convert this into actual 3D depth. So in order to do that, first we need to go to the compositing settings. I will go to the composition settings. So make sure you need to select the comp, and we need to go to the compositing settings here. So here you can go to this 3D render. So defaultly it is in the classic 3D. So what we need to do is we need to select it to like Cinema 4D. So if you select this Cinema 4D and if you click on this OK, now after that, still we are not able to see any changes. What the thing is, again, we need to go to this text layer, and you can able to see there is an option called geometry option. Previously, it was not enabled. So now here you can see there is an option called like extrusion depth. So defaultly it is like 0. So now if you go on increasing, now it is going to increase the depth of the layer here. So now we can able to see actual depth of the text layer here. So if you orbit this by using this camera, so like without selecting any layer, I will select the camera and just we need to rotate. So now you can see we got the actual depth of the layer here. So in this way, we can convert the text into the 3D layer. And suppose if you want to create any animation, you can create the animation. So let's say if I go to like transform, let's say we'll set the initial position. So it is working very slow. So just I will select it to like water. So laterally the final output we can see in the better quality. So just I will pan this, and now I will set this. And if you want to make an animation, just we can turn on the animation of the camera. And after this, just we can able to like orbit this thing here. Just I will select the high quality and just will see the preview. So like I will select this full, and now we will see the preview. So in order to see the preview, we need to press 0. And also if I want to duplicate the ground, because now you can see the ground is very small. So if you want, you can duplicate this thing. So like if I select this and you can press Ctrl D and just you can move it here. So just now I will buffer this. So just I will press 0. So here we got this nice animation. So if you want to add more lights, you can add more lights according to your requirement. So if you go to the layer, new like lights, so just you can enable this. And also for this time, if you don't want to enable the shadows, you can disable the shadows, because if I place the light in the back side, the shadows will come to the front also. So in case if you don't want to like cast the shadows, you can disable this. And also we can change the intensity of the light, and just we can click on this create. So you'll get this. And now like just we can place it in the back side here. And I will decrease the intensity. So just you can select it to like 50 or something. So just it will decrease the intensity. Yeah. So in this way, we can increase and decrease the intensity of this thing here. And also what the thing is, if you want to create the 3D text with a good materials, there is another plugin called like 3D Elements. So which I am going to explain in the further videos. So it is a very nice plugin to create the 3D layers, and also it will work for the camera tracking too. So by using the 3D element, it will be very easy for us to create the 3D layers. And also we can apply a lot of different materials on the text layers, and also we can create a lot of different objects. And also according to the performance wise, the 3D element will take less load on the system when compared to this Cinema 4D. So that's it for this tutorial. See you in the next video.